of envy and strife and contention and debating and jealousy and frowardness and tale-bearing and busybodying. And it works for self. It just simply works for self, and it won't do the things of God. You got a little bit of Jesus, and Jesus said, I've got to increase myself, and you have to decrease. So over the years, I'm going to give you a lot of fire, a lot of trials, a lot of persecution, put you through everything, and all this is going to work together for your good, because it's going to get rid of you and what you think you want to be doing. Has anybody ever quit doing what they thought they wanted to be doing? No? As you got older. That's right. As you get older. That's when you really recognize it, when you get older. I used to think I wanted stuff, and gosh, I'd hate to think I'd have to be out there doing the things I used to do. It's too hard. Sin is hard work. It's what it is. It's hard work. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, in this outer man, there's no good thing. Dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how I really want to do right, but I don't know how. But how to perform, katargadzima, fully accomplish, that which is good, that which is kalos, that which is beautiful in the eyes of God, and him that knoweth to do good, and doeth it not, to him it is sin. That word is kalos. When it's talking about pursuing self, Paul said, I don't know how to quit pursuing self. You can match that up with James 4:17. Unto him that knoweth to do good. And at the end of, that's the end of a chapter where he's talking about a man seeking himself and talking about his own things. Paul said, I don't know how to quit talking about me if God doesn't cause me to do that. Age will make you quit. You'll certainly quit. After you get to a certain age, you'll start saying, boy, I ain't cute anymore, am I? You go to the mirror and you got this thing hanging down on you, you get wrinkles in the ear, and you couldn't grab hold of my face when I was 30. Not like that. Like that. I mean, you could reach out and grab my, you couldn't get a hold of it. But you can now. You want to look at it going, well, the girls don't like me no more. Good thing Mary wouldn't like it if they did. For the good that I would, I really want to do the things for God, the agathos, the things that are beneficial for me. That's what I want to do. He said, how to perform kalos is not in me. To quit self. You can just say quit self, because that's what's beautiful to God. That's what kalos means, what's beautiful in his eyes. And it's how to perform that which is agathos. Isn't that amazing? They take these two words and translate both of them into good. That's why you got to go. This is what we do in the eyes of God, and this is what God does in us. We know that all things work together for good, for agathos. I can't do what I'm supposed to be doing if God doesn't cause me to do it. For the good that I want to do, I don't do it. But the evil which I would not. I don't really want to be sinning the way I'm doing. I don't do it. That's what I do. I do the evil that I want to do. Now, if I do that, I would not. I go out and sin. I don't want to be doing it. It's no more I that do it, but sin or self that dwells in me. He's talking about the outer man before he gets to the outer man. I find in a law that when I would do good, when I would do kalos, do what's beautiful in the eyes of God, and quit seeking after self, self is with me. Evil is present with me. That's what he's saying. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man, and then he talks about the two men in us. I delight in the law of God after this man that doesn't want to do evil, that doesn't want to sin. But I see another law in my members warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. What's my members? Body. It's right here. Eyes, ears, my whole body. This is my members. All parts of my body, sexual and otherwise. This is it right here. He said, sin is in the members of my body. And then he says, oh, wretched man that I am. Notice I am is present tense. He's not saying wretched man that I used to be. He said, oh, wretched man that I am when I'm writing this book to the Romans. All these are present tense verbs through here, aren't they? Who shall deliver me from the body of this death? It was the custom among the Romans when a man had murdered somebody at times, they would make the man carry the dead body of his victim around on his back for several days before they executed the man. So now we're talking about who's going to deliver me from this dead man? I got a dead man on my back. I thank God through Jesus Christ our Lord, and He gives you the two men right here. So then, with the mind I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh the law of sin. I got two men in me. I can't get rid of one of them. But God will help you get rid of them over the years. And that outer man works for self or sin, and the inner man works for Christ in you and insists on the laws of God. And God writes faith on the hearts of the inner man and says, Mister, this outer man has got to go. I'm not going to live with a harlot in my body. And you got to die. And after so many years, you'll start realizing that self has to die. Now, faith is what God puts in that inner man, and that is understanding, and that is death to self. Because when you understand you're a learner, you learn when you understand, and a learner is a disciple. That's the word mathetes, which is the word disciple. We got our word mathematics from that. Mathetes, M-A-T-H-E-T-E-S. And that means that's a disciple, and we become a disciple by a daily cross, according to Luke 14 and 27. If you don't bear your cross and follow me, you cannot be my disciple. You can't learn. You can't understand. And if you understand, that's faith. And when you understand, you have conviction. That's E-L-E-G-C-H-O. That is the word. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. The evidence is the word elenko. It's a derivative of the word elenkos, which is the word rebuke. What rebukes us and gives us conviction in our hearts. And we are become convinced in our heart that the inner man is right and the outer man is wrong, and it takes years for God to cause us to overcome that outer man. It's years of fire and trial, and that's when we start learning all things are working together for our good to get us out of ourselves. You actually think when you're young that if God will let you have your way, you can make yourself happy. Do you know that God lets vessels of wrath have their way, and none of them ever are happy? That's why they commit suicide by the droves out in Hollywood. That's why they'll have some super hot wife for 2 or 3 weeks and throw her away and get her another one, or trade with some guy in Hollywood. They get wore out on the same old person. When they go on a movie set and they start kissing some other woman, hey, I like her. And they go on another movie set.